Hey, welcome back to our program. We talk a lot about insurance here on this show. I used to be the insurance commissioner in the state of Louisiana for some 12 years. Know a lot about insurance. You're always looking for ways to reduce insurance. And one of the areas of insurance that continues to rise is the automobile insurance rates. In my state of Louisiana, it's the highest in the nation by far. Some states are going down. California is going down. A variety of states are trying different ways to make insurance go down. Now, here's an idea in Oregon that I think is a little creepy, quite frankly. The state of Oregon is proposing an idea to install monitoring devices in each resident's automobile, tracking where they drive and taxing them by the mile. So you would, if you drive 5,000 miles a year, you'd be paying a tax of that mileage a year. Now, something they don't answer, what if you go out of state? I go out of state a whole lot. I drive across the country. I'd be paying Oregon for every mile I drive outside the state. Seems to be getting a lot of support up in Oregon. I don't think it's a good idea. First of all, we're in an age of Twitter and Google and Facebook and NSA and government intrusion, drones. All these things lend some suspicion. I would have them, and I think other people would too, about the propriety of having a monitor in your vehicle that supposedly would only count the miles, but also very easily, technically, could tell exactly where you're driving. And I don't want anybody outside of my focus, without my permission, to know where I'm driving. The Oregon plan's got some legs, quite frankly, and they're saying, well, they need to do this to even out the cost of gasoline and all the other factors involved in the cost of insurance. I proposed an idea some years back. Didn't go anywhere, but I'll tell you my idea. Here's the problem you've got. You've got all these uninsured drivers. How do you get to the uninsured drivers? In my home state of Louisiana, I would estimate that about 1/3 of all the drivers don't carry the mandatory insurance, the 2050 insurance that's required. That's about typical throughout the rest of this country. They just ignore it. Many are illegal immigrants. Others just don't bother to buy insurance and try not to get caught. There's only 3 ways you can catch and get everybody to pay insurance. Number one, you put roadblocks everywhere. And if they don't have insurance, you tow the car off the road. We did that in Louisiana a good while. When I was insurance commissioner back in 1995, Chief Pennington was the chief of police down the largest city down here in New Orleans. And we put a new law in saying if you didn't have insurance, your car got towed. And we got to the busiest intersection. The chief and I talked about it. Went to the busiest intersection in New Orleans. Put up roadblocks with police officers. And if you didn't have insurance, you got taken off and towed right then and there. And all the other drivers loved it, quite frankly. We got high fives right down the line of other drivers who were glad we were getting these uninsured off the road. That's one way you do it. Second way you do it is don't have insurance requirements. If you have your protection you want to keep, then you do it under a no-fault system. You buy the insurance you want to protect you. And if you don't want to buy insurance, well, you just go and someone plows into you, then you're on your own. You got to pay it for it yourself. If someone plows into you, they're uninsured, then what you have is you go to your own insurance company. You buy enough insurance. That can be a little expensive, but it certainly takes care of your individual needs. The third way to do it was the idea I proposed some time back that didn't go anywhere and probably won't go anywhere. You put an additional about a nickel a gallon tax on every gallon of tax. So that's one place that everybody's got to go. They got to go to the gas pump. Even if you don't have insurance, you still got to have the gasoline, right? So you put about an extra nickel on everybody's gallon of gas. Then the state would give you a voucher. You could take that voucher to any insurance agency you wanted. You walk in the door saying, I'm here to get my insurance. Here's my voucher. I paid for the basic 2050 insurance with this voucher. I paid through it at the gas pump. Now, I want more insurance than that. That's not enough for me. I want to have enough insurance to cover me, and I don't want to have any losses if I'm at fault. So I want 500 to 1 million coverage. I pay above that, above my basic amount I paid already to the state. I pay above that whatever I want to get, as much insurance as I want to get. That gets every single driver in the state, because every single driver has to have insurance. So those 3 ways: no fault, or you do it through massive roadblocks that cost an arm and a leg and put up roadblocks everywhere, or you do it through a 5-cent tax. The Oregon plan is not going to go anywhere. The Jim Brown plan is probably not going to go anywhere. pretty good idea. I threw it out, and nobody seemed to like it down my way. So I'm throwing those options out to you in dealing with the high cost of insurance. It's going to go up and up until we use some common sense to find a way of getting them down. Hey, I'll be right back after this message.